Want to grab a copy of The Steambird? We know our Fontanian friends love a little drama. There's no way they let their readers down. Isn't that Charlotte? And standing next to her, surely that can't be Kenny?
How about... Lost treasure resurfaces at last. Behold the beauty of the Remurian tea. Pretty shocking. Udex gravely wounded in shocking stabbing. Set to miss cross-border smuggling trial.
Huh? Did Paimon hear that right? Neuvillette was stabbed? And gravely No, surely that can't be right. Can it?
Hey there, you two. Fancy running into you here.
Yeah, that! And also, what the heck was all that about a Saurian meat restaurant and the Udex getting stabbed? Trading tabloid headlines?
Yeah. Charlotte and I were having a little contest to see who could find the most ridiculous fake news stories. Either I got lucky, or I have a knack for honing in on the most outrageous. If I had to quantify it, I'd say about 1% of what they write is the truth.
Huh? Him? Lenient? Oh, you gotta be kidding! Ah!
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to give credit to these so-called news stories for occasionally including a grain of truth. All I'm saying is, even the wildest leaps of the human imagination are always rooted in reality.
You mean all those fake headlines you mentioned?
Sure they do. For instance, there was in fact a smuggling trial recently. Considering the amount of speculation surrounding the smuggled goods, it's no wonder there are rumors about restaurants serving but in reality, the goods in question were simply a few ancient relics dug up. Rest assured, no Saurians were harmed in the process.
Oh, okay! Paimon was so busy freaking out about those headlines that she totally forgot to ask why you're here in Fontaine, Kenichi.
It was a pretty open and shut case. In my testimony, but I'm guessing, Mademoiselle Charlotte, that you're less interested in the case than you are in trying to uncover some news. I appreciate your kind invitation, but like I said, story...
Kenichi the speechless! Kenichi the tongue-tied! Huh?
If you're dead set on doing an interview, why not talk to the Traveler instead?
Charlotte never stops, does she? Anyway, Paimon just has to ask, that owl thing that popped out before, or was it a howl?
Oh, that thing. Yeah, that was a howl.
Huh? What's up with him? Like, he's still noisy, but he's way quieter than before. It's like he's trying to hide or something.
Could be.
Not acclimatizing? Aw, poor Almighty.
Too bad he can't come out to argue back. There's nothing physically wrong with him. It actually has to do with a strange law we learned about after... Apparently, it's forbidden to release flying objects within Fontaine City limits during the first 3 days of each month.
Paimon sure does. Paimon's been down this road before. There's an easy solution. As long as Kaniche holds onto a how's tail, he'll be considered an almighty
Not gonna lie, I was considering that. But a How wasn't too thrilled with the idea of huffing and puffing away in the form of a mini helium. That said, it's pretty annoying how he keeps randomly popping up all up. Anyway, this morning I saw a notice outside the Palais Mermonia about an event that's set to take place outside the city soon. I was planning to stay here and do some exploring for a few extra days anyway. It'll be a good chance to let that noisy helium balloon out. He might even learn a thing or two. If you're free, why don't you come along? I know where it is, so...
Skyward! Light it up!
Looks like I remembered correctly. Here we are.
Wow, this is awesome!
Yeah, it was still completely deserted only a few days ago when I passed by on my way to testify at the Opera House. There must be some efficient workers in Fontaine.
A few days? One night was all it took. Rap-a-tap-tap, ta-da! But is this all it takes to blow people away? Oh, no, no, no. Given my past experience, I can't let myself get carried away. Oh no, you've forgotten me? Oh, does graph adversarial technology ring any bells? It's me, Lapine Pauline! Of course! How else would we have managed to build Fantasyland in a single night?
Fantasyland?
At least that's how I like to think of it myself. A magical land of fantasy. I know it sounds like I'm laying it on thick, but that really is the goal here. As you can see, the theme of this amusement park is Fontainian filmmaking, a place for all film lovers to come together.
Co-construct? Well, that's a relief. Sounds like you're sharing the cost this time rather than pouring your entire life savings into a single project.
Nope! I might be inviting others to help fund this, but that doesn't mean I haven't thrown all of my life...
Huh? You've got to be... Ha! Look at you, puny little humans. Recklessly betting your entire future against some stupid vanity project. If you're expecting even an ounce of sympathy from the almighty Dragon Lord, dream on! Mockery is all you shall get, straight from the heart!
Sorry, just ignore that little gizmoid. He likes to butt in occasionally. Do go on.
Gizmoid? Who you calling Gizmoid? You're the Gizmoid!
Wow! That's quite a nifty mecha you've got yourself there. Is it some sort of smart personal assistant? You ought to let Miss Charlotte see your cool gadget. Who knows? Maybe you could even look into mass production.
Mass production? Ugh, insolent, vulgar, and disrespectful! I, the almighty Dragon Lord, am one of a kind! There has never been another like me, nor will there ever be! And another thing, smart is the understatement of the set. I shall have you know that I am Kahula-How, forebear of ancient wisdom. I lived for eons long before any of you.
What? Heavens above! I beg your pardon.
Idiot meets idiot.
What's all the fuss? Making some new friends, are we?
Miss Navia! Allow me to introduce the star behind all the work that's gone into this venue. Miss Navia, president of Fontaine Spina di Rosula.
Hello, everyone. Partner, Paimon. How have you been lately?
Hello there. I'm Kanich.
What about me? What about me? My useless servant can't even give me a proper introduction.
You think someone yelling their name out in the middle of a public street really needs an introduction?
He's not wrong. I caught yours just now, in fact. So, you must be the almighty Dragon Lord, Mr. How. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, see that? That's what I call proper manners. Well, it's not every day you meet a well-mannered human. Navia, was it? Excellent. You may address the almighty Dragon Lord. Navia, don't you think the title Almighty Dragon Lord is a bit silly?
It's no big deal. All little animals do that, don't they? I mean, try to puff themselves up to look more impressive.
Anyway, it's all thanks to Miss Navia and the Spina di Rosula that Fantasyland's gotten up and running in the space of a single... Honestly, thank heavens! After all that paperwork and endless waiting, the event and venue finally got the... I couldn't wait a moment longer! After all, who else but the Spina di Rosula?
Sorry, traveler. Miss Lapine Pauline sometimes gets... I'm guessing she hasn't gone into much detail about the event yet. So, in short, the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland is a fan convention that's open to film enthusiasts from all over Teyvat. Miss Lapine...
Huh?
That's right! The one and only Sir Intendant Cheval Moran! After much persistence and many solicitations, I finally obtained Lady Farina's permission to use the image of her close friend. Not only is our adorable mascot drawing in fans by the minute, but she's also boosting her own popularity.
It's been a while since we last met, but still, it's a surprise. By the way, Miss Lapine Pauline...
Not exactly. By chance, one of the prototype lenses I developed caught a photographer's eye, and it's now, thanks to this unexpected opportunity, I've had the chance to invent...
That's right. So don't underestimate Miss Lapine Pauline. our resident. As for the Spina di Rosula, we're mainly here to take care of planning, operations. For anyone feeling inspired to set up a booth, Miss Lapine, Pauline, and I will provide the necessary technical. By the way, traveler, are you at all interested in? It would be a chance for you to earn some extra income. Plus, with your skills, I'm sure you could bring something special.
Paimon would be even more tempted if you were to say, throw in one of those fancy feast sheets.
Well, as it happens, that'll be a piece of cake. Everyone needs to eat, whether they be So thanks to Miss Navia's help, we've managed to invite none other than the celebrity Look over there!
You! Yes, you! For the last time, the ingredients have to be in the right ratio! Get it right next time, or you might as well just lie down on the chopping board yourself.
Well, I'm sold. I think I'll make a How go be her assistant.
You little... What's your game here?
Demoiselle, sorry to bother you, but there's an issue over here that requires your personal attention.
Apologies. Looks like it's back to work with. Anyway, if you're interested in taking part, come fun.
Greetings. Apologies if you overheard my harsh words just now. The sheer lack of standards here will be the death of me. Do you have any idea of the kind of customers I'm gonna get with how lax things are at the moment? The ones that leave their guns behind by accident and then come back to collect them later.
Yeah, that's the kind of customer you wouldn't forget in a hurry.
Oh,
Wait, has that happened?
no, it's just the mention.
Huh?
Just before we started setting up, as we were cleaning up the site, someone stumbled upon a mysterious... It didn't look like something from Fontaine, though.
Oh?
Do you think a foreign tourist might...
That's what I assumed at first. But the box was buried beneath a pile of wooden planks, rocks, and what... But I didn't see much point in speculating. I trekked all the way over to the Palais Mermonia just to hand it...
What did the authorities make of it?
Oh, they made a mountain out of a molehill. Before even addressing the question of what was actually inside the box, they had several heated discussions about whose responsibility. Thankfully, the ever-reliable Officer Sedine stepped up and immediately called in the Marechaussee Phantom to crack the lock and check if there were any... And, as it...
Wow, that's a
Mind if I ask what kind?
Oh yeah, Mr. Kanich, you're from Natlan, aren't
You could say it comes with the job. I have an interest in...
Such a spoiled brat. What, are the toys I gave you not good enough for you anymore?
Yep, got sick of those long ago.
You little... How dare you turn your nose up at my gifts? Why
Time for a timeout, old-timer. Sorry, where were we?
It's a bit hard to describe. Give me a second. I'll knock out a quick sketch. Something...
Whoa, it's so neat and precise.
Sorry. Is something... I know it doesn't really look like a gun, but I assure you, and it certainly could shoot as well, too. I confirmed that.
No, quite the opposite. The features are very accurate. And please, don't mind me. I'm just taking...
I should be the one thanking you.
Don't mention it. Besides...
Not at all. The buzz and excitement you guys bring is exactly what this... Oh, dear. I'm starting to feel, but just before I go, one last thing. Traveler, it's wonderful to see you. Here's to a successful collaboration.
I'm sure you noticed that there was something unusual about that gun. Correct. It's most likely an old weapon dug up from some ancient dragon. Based on my experience, it might be more accurate to refer to it as a hand cannon. But in Fontaine terms, it's not wrong to call it a gun. Given why I came here, Don't you think it's curious that an ancient dragon relic of unknown origin would turn up like this, out of the blue? I suspect this gun might have something to do with that. Time is of the essence. So I'd like to head over to the Palais Mermonia to verify my suspicion. Perfect. Or, if you want to catch up with your friends first.
Traveler, ready to join the Cheval Moran Film Fantasy? It's time, dear partner and Paimon. As I mentioned, the park was started up by enthusiasts who brought in. Of course, enthusiasts aren't typically all around. We, for our part, handle long-term
Long-term operations? We spend most of our time adventuring, and we barely have any experience running a stall. Do you think we can
That's more like it. You've seen it all before, haven't you, partner? I'd even go as far as to say you've shaped some of Tevat's biggest business ventures. Anyway, first things first. Let's... As you can see, our fantasy land's a bit like a sugar-free macaron right now. Several areas are still under construction. The Spin has only been able to hire a limited number of craftsmen. Besides, we don't have enough experience. That's why I chose to adopt a time slot-based planning method, so we can focus on upgrading facilities, expanding the venue, hiring staff. So, it's our job to allocate precious time slots in each. As we attract more guests and earn money to add to our funds, we'll also be able to work more, which will allow us to divide each cycle into finer time.
So we'll be limited in the decisions we can make and tasks, which means we have to use our limited actions in kind of like playing chess or cards then. Paimon thinks she just about gets it. Yep, come on, we can, you mentioned standardized strategy guide.
Of course. Film and entertainment mean different things to different people. And there's gonna be a walk if we're not careful. Some and others might pick up dangerous. To avoid confusion, we need to create a standardized strategy guide for each activity. Just think,
Wow, if we're the first ones, but if we hit a tough spot, we'll just have to rely on our skills to carry us through.
hopefully it goes without saying that I'd never put you in danger, partner. I carefully checked all the I also wanted you to experience the activities before anyone else gets to. It'll be fun.
Oh, those are two things Navia is best at.
Great! Well, I can't wait to hear what you think. All right, then. Let's start with eclectic...
Skyward!
The fresh vegetables from the new back.
All right, then. Time to... Both of you seem even more excited than before. Looks like your first trial run didn't disappoint.
Paimon hasn't actually watched that many films, but after trying it out,
Great job, Paimon. They'd be beyond delighted to hear that visitors are curious about the films some have even been willing to contribute extra funds out of their own pockets.
out of their own pocket.
That's right. While the Spina di Rosula covers the cost of basic booth materials and rental fees, many fans have personally funded promotional material. The cost of the booth itself isn't their main expense. Some of them have all... Take our official mascot, Sir Intendant Chevalmoran, for instance. She won second place in the last Many people have expressed interest in designing cushions based on her image. Using the highest quality fabric, these cushions will officially go on sale at the next convention alongside lots of similar products. Sounds irresistible, right? Plus, as Surintendant Chevalmoran's guardian and official image rights agent, Farina will receive 60% of the sales revenue. After all, the fans are doing this voluntarily. Not for profit, but to promote. The more Mora ends up in Farina's purse, the better Surintendant Chevalmoran's meals will be. And who wouldn't be happy to hear that?
Oh, Paimon likes the sound of that. Everyone working hard for something they...
Still, we can't just ignore Mora completely. Whether it's fan creations or official, the same logic applies to the Chevalmoran. Once we finish the standardized strategy guides, there's plenty of work to do at the various booths. And the park itself there's a recruitment section on the park's bulletin board. We've received many applications, and each candidate has their strengths. Once assigned, the staff will keep the
Wait, so we've suddenly gone from being playtesters to heads of human resources? That's definitely a first for us. Just don't hold everyone up to your own standards, okay? You can't... All right, time to review some resumes. Fingers... Looks like this particular employee is really getting into their role.
You're both... In any case, with this, the running a theme park is a long-term project. You won't make much if you try and... We're just about done with our current work setup, so let's take a short... Well, the numbers might not look that impressive, but given building on this momentum, we must consider rolling out more unique to draw in the crowds. I've invited one of Fontaine's very own celebrity chefs. She'll be performing right here in the amusement park's
So, is the restaurant part of our business strategy too?
The restaurant is up to standard, and the waterside location will make for a unique dining experience. The beautiful scenic reflections in the water create a stunning backdrop. Ingredients?
Hey there, Scuff.
Oh, my employers are here. The president of the Spina di Rosula, plus the famous traveler and Paimon. I must say, you seem a bit overqualified to be running a film.
I'd say that if anyone here was overqualified, it would be the former head chef of the Hotel de Boer. Wherever you...
I'm guessing you want the traveler to help me decide the theme dish for each cycle, right?
This is the business strategy I mentioned earlier. Using Escoffier's top... But this isn't just about attracting visitors. Just imagine, Paimon, if all you needed was a single ticket to enjoy all the...
Now, here's the twist. To get the most out of this strategy, the menu can't be made public. Based on research by a certain food branding consultant, many restaurants have... So give me some inspiration every few business cycles. Now then, give me your hand. Your hands are calloused from wielding your sword, but still quite delicate. When you grasp its hilt, it's like you're holding the bow of... A sword, then. The theme this time shall be strength. All right, let's find out what strength looks like in I've refined the sauce for these barbecue ribs. It's a richer flavor than the classic fruit. The mint extract in the seasoning leaves a refreshing after. But if you ask me, I'd say the artisans need these more than...
The artisan?
As I'm sure you've noticed, this park isn't quite finished. A serving of these barbecue... As their bosses, you have an obligation to provide meals for them. So why not invite them to dine? Who knows? The morale boost might even improve their productivity.
Oh? If I recall correctly, for several days after, the workers were all incredibly efficient. They'd finish 8 hours of work in just 5. And then, because they clocked out early, they'd come back completely refreshed.
Then there's no time to lose. Go and...
That's a great idea! Looks like these themed dishes are gonna make... The artisans are pumped and ready to roll thanks to that themed dish.
And perfect timing, too. Let's take this chance to take the facilities...
We should be able to attract more...
That's right. An attraction will reach its ideal when that happens. Whew. That should be everything.
Huh? Thinking about it, we have learned quite a lot, haven't we?
Oh, not at all. I wouldn't say I taught you much. Your intuition... I imagine long-term operations sounded like a... But don't let that scare you. Just break things down into smaller steps and tackle them one at a time. Even if you're not a genius or naturally gifted...
Whoa, seeing your own progress has really got Paimon fired up! From here on out, we'll be running the Cheval Moran...
We've gone over budget in cool.
Oh, man.
Bro!
Are you mimicking me? Now's not the time.
No, I mean, one of our buddies is here, for real. Quite a few of them, actually.
Aurora and Aoife!
Huh? How come you're... Ah, I'm guessing Kanich is here because of that international smuggling case, right?
Word sure gets around quickly.
First time abroad and you're already making headlines.
Oh, stop it. It's not like I was...
Wasn't expecting to see the Traveler and Paimon.
Come on.
Huh?
A traveler, by definition, is someone who travels around.
Fair. Anyway, back on topic. Wait a second. I lost my train of thought.
Why, you're all here, of course.
For
Fork a
vegetables.
cuckoo. Huh?
I'll go first. It's for the Chevrolamine Film Fantasyland.
It's Cheval...
Ah, right. I keep stumbling over that one. Guess I owe Cheval Moran an apology. Anyway, long story short, the festival restaurant urgently needed fresh vegetables from Natland, which is why Aoife and I are here.
So, you got...
He is. I'm just here as a responsible adult. It's his first time traveling so far away from home, and all the elders in his tribe are worried. So they had me come along.
Even though it's your first time, too.
Right, but they still picked me to accompany you. You gotta wonder why that might...
Don't you get it? They all just saw how overworked you were, so they used it as an excuse to send you off on a
Wait, what? So I'm getting the grandson treatment? See? Doesn't matter how much older you are than this dude. Hang out with him long enough, and you'll eventually find yourself...
Meaning everyone looks after you. What's so bad about...
In theory, nothing at all. In that case, guess I better start over. Hi, guys. My name's Aoife, and I just turned 5.
Paimon's not sure who the responsible adult is anymore. So, what about Kakuku? If he was here, we'd be making more of a ruckus than we already are.
That's exactly...
Aoife, there's nothing to worry. You're a big boy. You can handle yourself now, even without...
You think that's what I'm worried about? Anyway, suffice it to say, Kakuku's in big doo-doo.
How so? He's so small, and all he knows are a few harmless phrases. What kind of
Let me guess. Did he get caught out by the law on flying up?
Bro.
Not me. How?
Oh, that pesky little chatter. So that's why he hasn't interrupted us this whole time. Guess he's too scared to
That, plus he's already spouted enough nonsense for one day. So I've put him on mute until...
Nice one. If I was even half as decisive as you are, I would have kept a closer hold on Kakuku, so he didn't get a chance.
Oh no, bro. Or rather, did Kakuku get caught by the...
If they had managed that, we'd at least be able to track him. But when the guards started chasing him, Kakuku flew into that building next door. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a high-stakes pursuit going down in there as we speak.
that one?
Yup, that's the one. Kakuku sure has a good eye for a getaway. It's the tallest building around. I may be able to fly up pretty high, but checking every last window would still take quite... As for Aoife, well, let's just say he's not flying anywhere without a Saurian.
Not like it's my fault, though. You don't have...
Wait a sec. What's this got to do with how high you can fly? Kakuku's got himself into a real mess here. Like a pit. I'm starting to picture him flapping through a barrage of
Heck yeah! If anyone can pull it off, it's Kakuku. He's always...
For real now? Do you even hear yourself, bro?
Of course I'm for real. I'd never make light of...
All right. Everyone's an awesome Saurus. Well, but our priority right now should be to go in there and check up on
Leave it to us.
You sure?
And if Kakuku doesn't listen...
Wait, since when was that up to you?
Well, then it's your call, bro.
All right then, if Kakuku doesn't listen to you, I also give you permission to pull out a couple of his feathers.
There you go. If he objects to that, tell him to come find us.
Nothing new there. The first few days of every month are always noisy.
No way, bro!
Did he say he came from Natlan? No.
Get out of here!
I can understand his words, just not what they...
Oh no.
He keeps repeating the same things over and over again.
Oh, you know one another.
He's a friend, yeah. A Saurian friend list.
Great. Well, that was easy. Looks like we've tracked down the owner. Guess that's one less lost and found notice for you to...
For real?
Traveler, was there something important you wanted to discuss with... I'm just about done with my business here.
Stay and hear them out first. Perhaps it will have some bearing on your own. If I'm not mistaken, you are the same Mr. Kanich who served as a witness in the smuggling trial? I take it there's been a further development.
That's right. Very
So you've met Nervalette before? But wasn't the trial over...
I've seen his photo in the papers. But as for this other gentleman...
Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Wriothesley, administrator of the Fortress of Meripede. Or in layman's, please, feel free to share anything about the...
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Wow, that sounded just like me. But should we really discuss official business in front of the Saurian?
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
I believe he said... Or rather, I suppose he meant that he'll keep this to himself. Though I should mention, Mr. Kukuku, that we will have to ask you to sign a confidentiality.
Sure thing, bro.
Let us return to the matter at hand. Mr. Kanich, was there something else you wanted to discuss
Yes. Let me fill you in.
Wow. It really is exactly like Lapine Pauline's sketch. That must be all that practice drawing engineering blueprints.
So if it's true that this weapon came into Fontaine alongside the contraband from the smuggling case, then there's a high chance...
That's exactly my line of thought.
I see. Mr. Kanich, thank you for reporting this promptly. I'll arrange for the Marachaux safe... We should begin by questioning the prisoners in Wriothesley.
I'll sign off on the interrogation request.
That would be much appreciated.
It's lucky that the Palais Mermonia wasn't scheduled to release any public bulletins today, and that this guns lost and found notice hasn't been written up yet. In other words, the news hasn't leaked.
I'll be staying in Fontaine for the time being. If there's any progress in the investigation or you need my...
Yep, we were just about to go help out with Lapine Pauline's convention.
Marvelous. Thank you all. Well then, all that's left...
You miss me, bro?
He really does come out with the most... who did he learn it all from? Huh. Well, it's...
Anyway, according to due process, we must first determine whether Mr. Kukuku qualifies as a flying... And, following on from our conversation just now, drafting said agreement may take some time.
Looks like you'll be staying with us for a while then, Kukuku.
That would save us a lot of trouble. Many thanks.
All right then, we'd better get going. No need to see us up.
I know you mentioned a while back that people from Natland would soon start showing up all over the world. But I hadn't expected any...
It seems no matter where they come from, all dragons are inquisitive.
You can say that again, bro!
The same might well be said for humankind. The real reason you chose to stay to investigate this case was your curiosity.
Guilty as... So, how about we take this opportunity to chat a little more? We've got the...
Sure thing, bro! Aurora, we found Kukuku!
What's the situation? How bad is it? Oh, no. When I saw that Kukuku wasn't with you,
Relax, Aoife. Maybe Kakuku just prefers Sometimes you just have to let the kids grow up and...
For real?
It's not that bad. Kakuku's fine. Still very much alive and kicking for starters.
He hasn't been arrested either, so no jail time.
See?
You're not exactly reassuring me.
As for the bad news, well, it's really Kakuku accidentally overheard some top secret stuff, so he has to stay at the Palais Mermonia for a while to sign a confidentiality. But there's no need to worry. The person in charge of looking after Kakuku is super nice, so he'll be absolutely fine.
All right.
But based on my understanding of how things work here, the ban on flying objects should be over by the time Kakuku actually gets out.
What a shame. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to go have some fun.
You don't look disappointed in...
Anyway, Auroron and I will be staying in guest rooms upstairs at the Hotel de Boer for the time being. Feel free to drop by if you need us.
Yay! Problem